Meanwhile, hundreds of veterans, families and students have gathered at the Shrine of Remembrance in Melbourne. Joining us now from the Shrine is Patrick Murrell. The Shrine's a special location for Remembrance Day, of course, Patrick. This is one of the larger gatherings of many, many Remembrance Day gatherings right around the country.
Certainly is, Chris. 85 years ago today, the Shrine of Remembrance here in Melbourne was dedicated, officially opened in front of a crowd of 300,000 Victorians. That was more than half the population of Melbourne at the time. Now today the proportion is a bit lower, especially when compared to Anzac Day, but nonetheless a dedicated crowd of hundreds, veterans, their families, as well as school children come here so that on the 11th hour of the 11th day, they can pay tribute to those who have fallen in the First World War and all conflicts since. Of course, Australia was only a fledgling nation when that war broke out. Nonetheless, hundreds of thousands of young men and women were sent overseas. In 1918, by the time the guns had fallen silent on the Western Front, 48,000 casualties had been suffered by Australian forces. 12,000 had paid the ultimate price. In total, in that one war alone, 330,000 Australians were sent overseas. 60,000 would never return home. Today is a day to honour their sacrifice and others who have come after them.
If ever we need to remember or we need a reminder of what binds us as Australians, it is these men and women. They are us. They've come from first Australian families, from families here for several generations, and from amongst the more recently arrived, from the cities and from small towns, from different backgrounds and of different ages.
Now, the crowds here have headed inside the shrine to pay respects to those who have served by laying a poppy in front of their names.